Yes, 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 yes again, and yes one more time. This is the Sanity Trance, and I am on a creative spiel again. It is, here we are again, no matter how I feel, I am doing it, and I happen to notice it more so by pulling my head out of the experience just to look around for a second and remember that I'm in it, you know? I started making episodes again, and the first one I made was about intention span, and it made me remember what I intended, and my intentions were so big once I remembered them that they ate all my problems, and they moved me forward regardless, you know? So I'm not saying the problems are solved, but yet at the same time, they will be. I intend it all, man. And I'm patient. It's cool. Like everything will be just fine, and whatever. I am happy with it. A lot of that has to do with my faith, and that's kind of where I was thinking about the whole concept of it today. And I'm just glad that I'm on the spiel and finally at this episode because this one's fun. To me, like, faith is for people who need it, you know, but mostly there's not enough time to really notice it. There's mostly flow, and I hope we can notice it while we're in it and appreciate it. But even if we're not quite at our maximum efficiency or potential, or however you want to think about it, it doesn't really matter. Those are all comparisons. I feel like with the timing of everything, we're exactly where we're supposed to be as we get there. And, you know, there's definitely things that can slow you down, but that doesn't mean you're really going backwards. You know, it's like you have to go out of your way to go backwards. And even then, there's stuff you learn about yourself in any regard, you know, mostly. And that's an extreme case, you know, that takes a real rebel or just someone who's just who hasn't learned enough, I guess. I don't know. It's a mix of, for me, it's like a mix of I know better, and I'm sick of it. Those two things together, because I don't know. It's just I've seen it enough in my life. I've watched friends go both up and down, and you know I just feel like I'm in the middle of the whole hurricane, and I'm just trying not to mess it up. Because I mean we're all only human, and that's the thing. It's like it's just being able to be honest with that, and be able to be honest with where I can be my best instead of I can go here and feel threatened or whatever. You know. These things are so predictable. That's my favorite part. We're not special. We're just really, you know, the more we embrace that, again, the more special we have the ability to become, you know. So it's just all understanding who we are in the first place so we can drive this thing right. But once you realize that, it's like the things that you had faith in that are kind of bringing you to this higher place of enlightenment or conviction or confidence or however you want to think about it, it almost feels like side effects of you being in your flow state in a good spot, feeling all right with what's going on, you know, making the most out of your position, you know, and it's like the more you actualize, the more faith is just like I was saying, it's just like you just see it start to happen all around you, and it's so obvious the very things that are making the template for you to continue creating are the very things that you're creating when you are working off of what you're using in the first place to make the ideas that you're on now. Like that's kind of the whole idea with complexity is you can't have that without lots of simpler ideas working in conjunction with each other, you know, however you want to consider that. But yeah, it's like I don't even. It's like faith is knowing that it's going to be all right, but at the same time, to me it's inviting anxiety from worrying about the future at all. You know, it's something that's not even here. Like I can't guarantee I'm going to live the next Saturday, man. But I know at least I'm going to enjoy the moments until then, and even beyond, if next Saturday comes and goes, which odds are very high, I'm really good at surviving so far. Well, we'll see what's up. I mean, it's anybody's guess. I have no idea, man. We're all just living out karmic truths and stupidity, I say. I don't even know. But I'm loving how much the more you can be honest with yourself, then the more you can see that who is this person that we're calling yourself, and what really is it that makes this person themselves. And it's just like with music. I feel like we're the result of everything we've ever heard or been influenced by, and in that regard, it's like there's so much of ourselves that's in the world around us that it's you start just really seeing what is it that makes the whole world move. What is it that makes even the inanimate keep going. It's I don't know. I don't feel like it's really faith, because it's like I said, I think you have to be pretty smart to be able to worry in the first place, cognitively, and then faith is just kind of helping you deal with it in the moment. But that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like it's almost like it's just it's a crutch for you learning to create your own realities where the concepts will just be timeless. It's like it's not necessarily, that any of this, the fact that any of this could stop at any moment. When that moment happens, well, it's like, sure, all bets are off. But in the meantime, it's pretty predictable that things will probably still keep going the way they're going. I'm pretty sure gravity's not going to change, or the sun may not explode for me to see it tomorrow or something. It's like there's a lot of stuff that's, of course, malleable, but that doesn't mean it's a reason to ignore it or not embrace it, in fact, But, yeah, that's, it's been really neat, man, because it's like the stuff, I don't know if it's like faith wasn't necessarily what got me back to doing this again after losing inspiration. It's like, I don't even care what happens. It's like I totally give it all away and let come what may, because it's like, to me, the whole thing is harmony. The whole thing is a great story about everyone coming back to reality to celebrate themselves as is. And so the stuff we have to have faith for is mostly, like I said, it feels like a beginning step. And as we slowly put it to rest, we end up being able to do more for the gift that faith is. It's like, I can't prove anything. I don't know who's given us these things, but I'm so grateful that, like, I don't think I want to waste any time of anyone's worrying about me. Like, it just makes me want to be really self-sufficient so I can give back and, find a way to express the amount of love that's been given to me by such a really cool planet, And, yeah, that's where I stand with the whole thing. It's like, I guess that's what happens when your faith gets so hard that it just, like, you start going so far with it that it gets, it inverts and it becomes inside out, and it almost looks like I'm faithless. But it's just so real, there's no reason to even acknowledge it. It's just as plain as day that this is how it is, and that's the best part. It's like these are things that I would be mad at when nothing's going my way, but it's almost like every emotion is just a process of physics, And if you identify with it, then you're on the ride, and you're probably losing some heartbeats and getting your blood pressure raised. Whereas if you could just detach from that and observe it, you have a real chance at learning a transcendent lesson, But anyway, much love, y'all. I'm going to do other stuff and keep thinking so I can keep coming back to y'all with my favorite concepts about life. Just on the modification trail myself, man, and I don't see any reason why I can't bring anyone with me who doesn't want to show up, It's like, what else is there to do, right? Just mod it all out and get all super HD about it. But even that'll be outdated till someday, so that's pretty funny to hear right now. But anyway, I'm being fancy as far as I'm concerned. Hope y'all are doing the same. Later.